The story goes that between dances I said, "I'm going to marry you." And she said she had a friend she was serious about, which prompted me to say, "That's all right. We can wait it out."
The sound of Alex Jeffs and his hotheads with the Gut Bucket Blues. Back on the dance floor, as you change partners, it can take a few minutes to adapt. You feel your body sensing the differences and responding accordingly, possibly compromising a little here and there. Or maybe we have to give up and move on to the next. As Admiral Lindbergh describes in A Gift from the Sea, the dance and partners in life can be related.
A good relationship has a pattern like a dance and is built on some of the same rules. The partners do not need to hold on tightly because they move confidently in the same pattern, intricate but gay and swift and free, like a country dance of Mozart's. To touch heavily would be to arrest the pattern and freeze the movement, to check the endlessly changing beauty of its unfolding. There is no place here for the possessive clutch, the clinging arm, the heavy hand, only the barest touch in passing. They know they are partners, moving to the same rhythm, creating a pattern together, and being invisibly nourished by it. The joy of such a pattern is not only the joy of creation or the joy of participation, it is also the joy of living in the moment. Lightness of touch and living in the moment are intertwined. Perfect poise on the beat is what gives good dancing its sense of ease, of timelessness, of the eternal.
I find myself captivated by the sight of older couples with marriages of 50 years or more behind them as they glide across a dance floor. They may only leave their comfortable seats to dance on the odd celebratory occasion, but a lifetime of familiarity, highs, lows, foibles, mistakes, arguments are forgotten as hands join together. They sway in unison with the turn of a head, the graceful arch of a foot, emanating from their dance an enviable shared peace and understanding of each other. But then maybe, just maybe, I'm prone to romanticizing just a touch, as it's probably too late for me to ever experience that half a century of togetherness.
Life in a day. He took his girl to the ballet. Being short-sighted himself, could hardly see it, the white skirts in the grey glade and the swell of the music lifting the white sails. Calyx upon calyx, Canterbury bells in the breeze, the flowers on the left mirror to the flowers on the right, and the naked arms above the powdered faces moving like seaweed in a pool. Now, he thought, we are floating, ageless, aweless. Now there is no separation. From now on you will be wearing white satin and a red sash under the waltzing trees. But the music stopped. The dancers took their curtain. The river had come to a lock, a shuffle of programs, and we cannot continue downstream unless we are ready to enter the lock and drop. So they were married, to be the more together, and found they were never again so much together, divided by the morning tea, by the evening paper, by children and tradesmen's bills. Waking at times in the night, she found assurance in his regular breathing, but wondered whether it was really worth it, and where the river had flowed away, and where were the white flowers.
Les Sylphides, a poem by Louis MacNeice. Shiva, the divine dancer, has become the quintessential icon of southern India. With a gentle smile on his lips, Shiva is elegantly poised, his left foot raised in dance and his right foot planted on a dwarfish figure representing the demon of darkness. His matted locks are whirling as he dances within an arch of flames representing the endless cycles of birth and death, as described in this poem by Ruth Peel.
The source of all movement, Shiva's dance, gives rhythm to the universe. He dances in evil places. In sacred, he creates and preserves, destroys and releases. We are part of this dance, this eternal rhythm. And woe to us if, blinded by illusions, we detach ourselves from the dancing cosmos, this universal harmony.
While working in Cambodia a few years ago, I remember being driven from Phnom Penh into the countryside. As we left the city behind us, progress became slower and slower as the numerous potholes in the road threw us around the van. My new friend took great delight in informing me that these were the dancing roads. The dancing path is a very different road taken by the artist and philosopher Gabrielle Roth. It's a name she gives to her own form of ecstatic dance, what she calls the 5 rhythms technique. This music was specially composed for her work Bones. As she describes in her book Sweat Your Prayers, the 5 rhythms technique encompasses the basic rhythms which are the essence of the body, reflected in each of our actions and emotions.
In the beginning, we all danced. Our religious roots go back at least 75,000 years to shamanic traditions grounded in the rhythms of nature. The marvel of night turning into day, the awesome power of thunder and lightning, the wonder of birth and death. These movements have been our teachers and our source of inspiration, reflecting back to us the nature of who we are. I believe we each hold a spark of the original light of creation within us. I have seen it light up people's faces and bodies when they dance. In 1,000 ways, it has been revealed to me that God is the dance, and we need only to disappear in the dance to liberate the sexual, creative, and sacred aspects of the soul. Rhythm is our mother tongue. As I have surrendered to the wild, ecstatic embrace of the dance, I found a language of patterns I can trust to deliver us into universal truths, truths older than time. In the rhythm of the body, we can trace our holiness, roots that go all the way back to zero. States of being where all identities dissolve into an eternal flow of energy. Energy moves in waves. Waves move in patterns. Patterns move in rhythms. A human being is just that. Energy, waves, patterns, rhythms. Nothing more, nothing less. A dance. Once your body surrenders to movement, your soul remembers its dance.
Gabrielle Roth and her Dance of the Soul, and the voices of the Benedictine monks of Santo Domingo de Silos. Retired priest Colin MacLean believes there is a strong connection between dance and prayer. Having found his new life in dance, he certainly doesn't feel that this means he's left his old religious life behind.
The linking of the body to prayer is very, very basic. this is my vocation, this is what I'm meant to do. I've come home. And after all, that's what all spiritual traditions talk about, coming home to yourself and to God. With dance, the whole body, the whole person is unfettered, as it were, in expressing the joy, the praise, the thanks, the glory. So dance is my liturgy now. So it's every day and all day. I'm called to do this, and this I have to do.
Colin talks of the body in dance as being unfettered, free. And I remember a moment long ago when I turned and turned, spinning, spinning. Rhythmic feet, arms outstretched, head thrown back, my whole body spiraling effortlessly into an ecstatic dance of love. The other person in the room was the love of my life. He captured the spirit of that moment on a photograph. A love lost to us both since. A blur of moving, dancing rapture. But as I've moved on through my life, so the dance has come with me, reinventing itself, freeing, transporting, healing, and casting its spell day to day, just as it did all those years ago, when I first lost myself as a child, as my arms moved in the graceful shapes of the port de bras.
Music by Ali Fakatoure with Tumani Diabate. And in this week's edition of Something Understood, A Dance of Life was presented by Felicity Finch with readings by Jonathan Keeple and Emma Fielding. The producer was Alan Hall, and it was a Falling Tree production for BBC Radio 4. And if you'd like to find out more about the readings, interviews and music in the program, they're all listed on the Something Understood pages of the BBC Radio 4 website.